It's a Dota Weekly Show.
Yay!
Hey everyone, today's January the 24th, 2012. I'm Luminous, your host for the Dota Weekly Show, your source of news, strategy, and whatever else that's interesting. We got a long show today, a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's get on with it really fast. First of all, Dota 2 Brawl Tournament, if you guys don't know, is a Dota 2 tournament ongoing. Many great teams, but last week we had two really big decisions being made by them. Decision number one was between N9 and Fire, two teams going at it for qualifier number one, I believe. And what happened, here's a short summary of what happened. Fire had a puck, and he was auto-casting phase shift. But the auto-casting phase shift was a huge bug in Dota. Not too sure whether they knew about it, or exploiting it, or whether they don't know about it, and it just happened by chance. But what the bug did was basically, he was able to phase shift out things that you normally would not be phase shift. Be able to phase shift in. For example, there was a Rasa shackling him, and if you're auto-casting phase shift, you could phase out of that, and that's you can't do that in Dota 1, or normally you shouldn't be able to do that. Of course, you could also phase shift out of Chronosphere, or like if they chrono you, and if you have phase shift on autocast, Void hits you, no problem, you phase through that. So because of that, the puck was such a high impact hero in that game. He made a lot of game changing moves because of those phase shift, and Fire ending up winning the game because of that. And now, Dota 2 Brawl admins made a decision afterwards. They revealed it. They took 24 hours to reveal it, and they're like, okay, well, we think, or here's me summarizing what I've read and what I think they said. Again, I'm not putting words into their mouths, but it seems to be like the admins are saying, okay, well, we think that Fire is exploiting a bug that should not be exploited, and we are punishing Fire by giving N9 the win, and N9 can move on to the qualifier. So normally for most admin decisions, I stand very firmly on one side. Back in SMM, I'm like, you know what? This is what I believe. This is what I believe. This one, I'm not too sure. Like, for one hand, Fire is exploiting a bug. We don't know whether they did it consciously or whether it just happened by accident. It seemed like it. Again, it seemed like it's. I don't know for sure, but it seemed like they were exploiting it because throughout the game itself, N9 was saying, hey, can you turn off autocast? And the other team were just reply by a smiley face or lols or something like that. So it seemed like Fire knew what was going on, and they kept using it. So if that was the case, punishing Fire seemed to be the correct choice here. But then N9 lost the game. So N9 weren't, and then they awarded N9 with a win. So it was all very confusing. I don't even know where I personally stand on this. So I'm just acting as a reporter here, and hopefully all the information I'm giving you guys are the correct one. I'm actually, if you guys are really more well-versed in the topic, if you guys read a lot more about, the decision and everything, I'm actually very curious of what you guys think, because this is not a clear-cut case of, oh, they're exploiting a bug, or, oh, it's just random stuff happening, and what do you guys think on this? I'm not too sure. I'm not really sure where I personally stand on this, actually. So that was the big decision number one that the Dota 2 Brawl admin made about it. Dota 2 Brawl admin, made about it. The second big decision that they made is they disqualified Dignitas, because the captain of Dignitas, Come With Me, has been warned to not turn on his own personal stream during a official broadcast of the Dota 2 Brawl tournament. And Dignitas, Come With Me, knew about it, and despite of that, he still turned on his personal stream. And the admins found out, and they're like, we're going to DQ you for that, because we told you to turn off your stream, and you turned it back on anyways. So this decision, I am 100%, 110% behind Dota 2 Brawl. In fact, I want to commend them for having the big balls to do it. A lot of tournament organizers like, okay, you know what, we recognize you're a big name team, you're Dignitas, so we'll warn you, and then don't do it next time. But Dota 2 Brawl, they're gun ho about it. They're like, we have rules. If you don't follow the rules, we're gonna DQ you. And I really like that. It sets a big precedence for future tournaments as well. It sets a big precedence for rule following. And this streaming rule, like it's in a lot of other tournaments. Like TPL has it, the Defense has it. So Come With Me for not following that rule despite being warned to do so. I think that DQ is well deserved, and that goes back to the topic I keep coming back to. Is the Dota 2 professional community professional enough? I don't know. I'm not talking about Dignitas here. I'm just talking about the entire general Dota 2 community. We have teams showing up on, not showing up on time in terms of official matches. We have stand-ins that use fake tags to pretend they're like the real members of the team. And it is just really ugly, the Dota 2 scene right now. Yes, we're in still beta, but that doesn't mean that we can't all shape up and act better and act more professional, like the professional player that we're supposed to be, right? So that's the Dota 2 Brawl news. Of course, I will include a link to the webpage, and you can follow the tournament. Tournament's still currently ongoing. There's a lot of great matches. Definitely worth you guys check it out. Okay, second news for the Dota community, and it's a very, very sad news indeed. Longtime Dota caster JamesBarnett has retired from Dota commentaries, or just Dota casting in general, indefinitely. If you guys are a longtime follower of JamesBarnett, you guys would know because he recently put out a video just about that. And when I heard the decision from Ian, personally, I actually did not feel as sad as everyone's feeling, because Ian, I really look up to him as a caster. He's done a lot for the Dota community. And I think Nebula and I don't agree on anything, but the thing that we agree on is that we both really, really enjoy Ian's casting. I think I could say for sure that Ian is both Nebula and my favorite casters for Dota, and because he's just so chill, he has the knowledge. You watch Ian commentary and you're like, I know this guy because in his commentaries he tells you a lot about his personal life. There's a lot of memorable moments from Ian's commentaries. I remember him talking about when he gets a dog with his fiance, now his wife. They will name it Roshan. I'm still waiting for that to happen. I remember the pot roast time from Ian. Just really great memories from watching Ian cast. But seeing him go, for whatever reason, I'm not too sad. I know he's going to be around. He says he's going to be pubbing with us quite a bit. So hopefully we're going to see him return in the Pubbing with Lumi series or something like that. And I see him I admire him as someone I look up to as a caster, and I see him as a good internet friend. So I really appreciate Ian for all these years. And yes, it's all these years. He's been doing it for a couple years. And hopefully he'll come back once he figure out his school life and his married life and everything else. Hopefully, maybe he'll come back. But if not, I still really appreciate what he have done for the Dota community, and I hope everyone else would appreciate for him for what he has done, because he's done quite a bit. So, Ian, if you're watching this, I really, really appreciate what you've done from the bottom of my heart, and hopefully your life will carry on the way that you want it to be. So, a moment of silence for Ian. Okay. Alright, let's move on. Now, generally, here's where I say, okay, here's all the news. Let's move on to the mechanics. Instead of mechanics this week, I want to talk about strategy. So, as you know, Dota 2 had Invoker being added to the pool. Now, obviously, Invoker is only in the latest version and not in the tournament version. So, here's what I woke up this morning and thought. I was like, what if Invoker was added to the tournament version? How will the Dota 2 metagame change? How will it change? I don't know. My first instinct was, it's not going to change that much. And you guys were like, it's Invoker though. It's Invoker. He's constantly first pick and first ban. I'm not sure. Let's for a moment just think about how the current metagame is going. We have quite a fast pushes. For the most part, games are decided, very well decided, 25 to 30 minutes in, because we have high impact pushing heroes such as Brewmother, Furion, Rasa. They're the big part of the metagame. Or we have somewhat of a big team fight lineup that wins a team fight and go push. And Invoker doesn't like that. Invoker needs quite a bit of farm. Invoker likes to sit in lane and just let him be it for 20 minutes. So he gets to level 13, level 14, and start ponying people with EMP Tornado. And because of the fast-paced metagame that we're in right now, I don't think Invoker has enough time to do that. Sure, you could build a stalling team around Invoker to do something like that, but I'm not too sure. Now, don't get me wrong. The first couple of weeks, and in fact, the first couple of months, we're gonna see him being picked or banned. I'm sure of it. In fact, he might even he might even be first pick. But I think throughout time he's gonna phase out. He's not gonna be as popular as it is. And we've seen this in Dota 1. Of course, Dota 1 there's many different heroes, but personally, I'm not really convinced that Invoker is gonna be like, okay, first pick or first ban. Now, obviously, in terms of the Dota 1 compared to the Dota 2 metagame, Dota 1's a different game because all the different heroes. And right now, many teams that play Dota 2 are European teams. And back in Dota 1, they've shown great love for your Invoker, so chances are they might be picking him. But I'm not too sure whether Invoker precedes Furion. I'm not too sure whether he precedes Night Stalker or Brewmother or Anti-Man. I'm not too sure whether he precedes those 4 heroes. He might be a 3rd pick. He might be, a 4th or 5th pick. I'm not too sure whether he's first pick or first ban material. So this is all based on theorycraft, right? This is not, based on any statistics or any. But I'm looking towards the day where he's added to the Dota 2 tournament version, and I hope I'm wrong. I've been wrong many times before in the past. I hope I'm wrong because I love seeing Invoker. I love seeing all his 10 spells. Great Invoker players just make me all giddy and happy. So I'm looking forward to the days that Invoker is going to be added to the Dota 2 scene. I don't know when that's going to be, but he's a big enough hero that I felt like I needed to discuss on him a bit. Again, if you guys have any thoughts on that, whether you guys think he's going to make a big splash, put it in the comment section below. I personally think, yeah, he's okay. He's not gonna be your win winner. He's not gonna be your Furion, but he's gonna be pick or ban from time to time. So that's it for the strategy section. And here's the random interesting section of the week. And I've been getting this question over and over and over and over and over again. Luminous, why are you having yet another Luminous channel? Didn't you already change channel like twice? Well, the reason I'm having yet another Luminous channel, the LuminousInverse is now what I'm gonna be known as, is that I'm now partnered with the Game Station. Hooray! That's a great news. And now, because I'm partnered with TGS, I'll be able to be more recognized in the YouTube community, if you will. And also, because I'm partnered with TGS, I'll be able to earn some money through ads and whatnot. Unfortunately, the bad news, Google and YouTube AdSense says, nope, we're not going to let you do that. I'm like, why? Like, no, you're doing some shady business with your account. I'm like, what am I doing? They're like, I don't care. I'm not even gonna talk to you. So my LuminouStudios channel cannot do anything because my AdSense and whatever Google shenanigan voodoo magic they've been doing, it's been shut off. I can't do anything. I'm like, can I appeal decision? I haven't done anything wrong. At least I haven't known I've done anything wrong. And they're like, can I do this? You're like, no, nada, zip, period, no. And I'm like sitting here, so I have 13,000 subscribers here, and you're forcing me to change my channel. Yes, I'm forcing you to change it. That's the end story of it. So there was the days of Luminous48, and I have great followers there, and because that's my own dumb move, I use a lot of music. I used to. So YouTube was like, you can't do that. So okay, that's my fault. And then the LuminouStudios channel, I haven't done anything wrong, and they're like, you can't do this either. What am I doing? I don't know, but they're making me change it. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. So now I'm LuminousInverse. I'm not too worried because of multiple channels I've been switching. I got back to my own numbers, and I'm actually got above my own numbers, so I'm not too worried. But if you guys could help out, tell your friends. If you and your friends or followers of my channels, let them know, hey, Lumi switch to a new channel. And it'd be great if you guys still follow me here. I'm still gonna do the same thing: Dota 1 content, Dota 2 content. Your weekly shows, your pubbing shows, your learning with Lumis, and whatever else I'm doing. The top 5 series. I'm gonna be doing the same thing. It's the same channel, so hopefully you guys could follow me here. Okay, and also a lot of people have been asking me, do you have any anime recommendation for this season? I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I have 2 anime recommendations. And the anime of this season is actually pretty weak. There's nothing that really excited me about. Anime recommendation number 1 for this season is called Another. Another. God, Another. Another. And it's not a scary show, but it's just creepy. It makes me feel weird. It's a creepy show. You're a boy that moves to your old town. Moves back to your old town, and then like your classmates just like looks at you weird. They don't want to talk to you about a certain topic, and you don't know what that topic is. You meet this mysterious girl that is supposed to be dead, and no one knows who she is. It's just a creepy show. I don't know how I'm gonna rank it, or it's actually very interesting, at least for me, because I love the mystery, the detective genre. So if that's something that floats your boat, definitely check it out. There's another hilarious show. It's called like The Average Day of a High School Boy or something. It basically is just like strip comics. It's just really hilarious. You can watch. You just Google it on YouTube and watch for 5 minutes of it. And if you like it, go watch it. It literally made me LOL, like laugh out loud. Literally, it was that hilarious. So definitely check those 2 out. So that's the anime recommendation of this season. But I want to end the show on a happier note because we had a lot of sad stuff like Ian retiring. happier note. By the way, today is the second day of the Lunar New Year, so belated Happy New Year's to all y'all that celebrate the Lunar New Year. 恭喜发财，新年快乐，恭喜发财，新年快乐. That was Mandarin and Cantonese version of the Happy New Year's, and if you guys can't tell, I love Lunar New Year. And for you guys Westerners that might not celebrate Lunar New Year, let me tell you guys how I celebrated Lunar New Year back when I was in China. So the New Year's Eve, a lot of youngsters, like we're talking about teenagers or people in the early 20s, they love to go to the temple at night and then just wait at the temple, to pray to the deities or whatever else, and wait for the clock to strike 12. And then wait for New Year. So that was a great gathering point for youngsters. And you lit incense, you pray, and you meet up with all your friends there. And then there's fireworks, at 12. So that was a Lunar New Year Eve activity. And I personally never went to those type of activities because I was really young, and those are more for like young adults and stuff like that. But for New Year's Day, you and your entire family all go out and just go visit all your family friends. Your friends, your family friends, your relatives, your distant relatives. You just go around the whole town and you visit people. And I personally, as a kid, I loved it. I loved visiting people because two things. Number one, when you go to the door, you say 恭喜发财, 新年快乐, and you get red envelopes. And you guys, if you don't know what that means, red envelopes, people put money inside. It's like a greeting thing. It's a tradition. People give kids red envelopes, and that's moolah. That's ching ching. That's money. And heck yeah, you get money when you visit people. Yeah, so you get money, and I'm really happy for that. And also, when you go inside their house and sit down and the adults talk, there's always this big round tray of fruits, of candy, of just a tasty plate of stuff, and you get money and you get food, and you keep eating, and that's just one house. Keep in mind, we're gonna go around the whole town, and there's always food, there's always money, and I always got a stomach ache at New Year's Day because all the stuff and all the junk food I ate. It was a grand old time, and that's just New Year's Day number 1, right? New Year's Day number 2, that's the day where you visit your grandparents. During lunchtime, the tradition is you visit your grandparents from your father's side, and then of course, all the other, your uncles from your father's, or your uncle from your grandparents from your father's side, we all visit the same family. So you're gonna see your cousins, you're gonna see your uncles and aunts and everyone else. And again, you're getting red envelope because all those adults from your family, they're gonna give you money too. So that's another day of getting income, I guess, as a kid. And also, of course, we're gonna have a big feast. It's the first time in a long time you see your entire family together. So there's a lot of times all the cousins and all the little kids that run around playing. All the adults talk about the economy and all that stuff. And you know what I hate about one big part about the adults meeting together? They always compare your kids. They're like, oh, look, David, your cousin's getting this grade. Look, your cousin's playing the piano. Look, your cousin's doing this. And all the kids, we hated that. We don't want to be compared together. But actually, back in China, I got pretty good grades. So actually, a lot of times my parents are like, oh, look at my kid. So I'm happy for that. But that's lunch, right? Dinner time, we go back to our grandparents from a mother's side. So lunch was grandparents from father's side, and grandparents from your mother's side is dinner. And same thing happens. We have the red envelopes, we have a big feast, we have candy, we have all the trash talk, we have all the comparison, we have the kids playing around. It is just a grand old time. And back in the States, right here, there's none of that because not everyone's big on celebrating Lunar New Year. Did I say Christmas? Lunar New Year. We're not big on celebrating that. But last night I still went out and ate with my family. I ate with my aunt, so that was really good. Tonight I'm going to be going to my grandparents' house, and we're going to be having a feast there as well. But the big part, no matter where you are, like whether you're in the States, whether you're in China, or wherever else, if you celebrate Lunar New Year, it's a big atmosphere thing. Everyone's wearing red. By the way, you're supposed to wear red during Lunar New Year. Everyone's wearing red. Everyone's just having a great old time. Kids still get red envelopes, and it's just a big atmosphere thing. And it's a holiday that brings everyone together, like most big holidays do. And it's just a fun old time. So I'm looking forward. I mean, LuminouStudios not done. Like, New Year's Day was yesterday, but we're not done. We're Chinese people. We party for a couple of days. So we're going to be going out to eat tonight, so I'm looking forward to that. And that's it for this week's Dota Weekly Show. Again, please tell your friends or whoever you talk to about the Dota community that, hey, Luminous switch his channel. Let them know. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this edition of the Dota Weekly Show. As always, this is Luminous signing off. See you guys.